Alright, hello guys, and welcome back to Ragplay's Aidyn Chronicles, the First Mage. This is, as you can see, kind of back before we got anybody but Aberkin. Apparently we had already talked to the king, so oh well, this is the earliest save I have, but I'm just going to give the place a once-over, go back, redo everything, pick up Godric instead of Rita. But before we do that, I'm going to actually talk to people again and see if they have anything different to say. So this will be kind of broken up into sections. I'm not going to make you watch me do the entire castle over again. So if I stumble across anything at all, I will be sure to let you guys know. So if you're interested in this, great. If you're not, the next video will be up pretty soon, I imagine. This will be mostly dialogue, though, so just bear in mind. Alright guys, I guess we will start with Rita since she's right here. We never did really go through all of her dialogue. There were some things that we were reluctant to say because we thought she might be offended, but let's just give her the once-over real quick and see if there's anything new that she has. So, we didn't ask her this last time because pretty sure she's gonna be offended, but we'll try it this time. Are you a good magician, I mean? You want me to turn you into a bat or something? Well, that went about as well as as we expected. What if I took a thief instead? We neglected to ask that. Well, the thing with a thief is, whatever you didn't take can always be stolen along the way. I'm sure you'll find someone, so that dismisses us again. I understand. Why don't you ask Godric or Bowden or one of the other magicians? Thanks, I'll do that. Yes, we shall, but before we do that, we have a few more things to ask her about, Shamsuck and such. We never asked if there was anything we could do. Is there anything I can do? Is there? Thanks for asking. Right now I'm working on the division of the plains, but if I had an extra pair of hands, I'd go up to the observatory and note any fluctuation in either the solar winds or the pulse of the evening sky. Next, I'd cross-check these against recurring or unusual goblin activity. Better make that goblins and monsters, in and around the areas described by the legends of Last Age. That's all in the libraries at Talawalk, but we should be able to draw on some of the books here. I also need a pair of ears in the village. Have you got that? Say it again. I need to see if there's a cross against the plains linked to a disturbance in our world. That's likely the authority for a curse this powerful. Will you do the lateral research? I think you need a real wizard. Kind of a nuisance, aren't you? Not really. Bowden's taught me a little. So that's all good information, and I will be back if I find anything else out. Alright guys, so we're just out here with Brenna, and since last time we never really had a chance to talk to her because we opted to pick her up once we left the castle in order to get that stuff she stole from Traherne, we'll go ahead and talk to her now and see if she has anything interesting to say. Brenna? Hey Alaron. Sheridan wants to meet you in the training room. Something about a match? I'm on my way. Well, don't keep him waiting. You know how impatient the prince can be. He just wants to show off again. Well, why don't you teach him a lesson? Aren't you getting tired of letting him win? You know about that. Come on, Alaron. You know I see right through you. I don't let him win. That's not what Aberkin says. He thinks you take it easy on Sheridan just because he's the prince. You think I can beat him? He's not that much better than you. I'd tag along and cheer you on, but I really have to get back to the library before Bowden does. Why? What's going on in the library? Some big survey on the history of the kingdom. Funny, isn't it? A few goblin attacks and all of a sudden everyone needs information. Where's that book on the caves? Where's the Terminor history? And on and on. Sounds important. I don't know how important it is, but it's sure dusty. See you later. You'd better hurry. I'm going. Wait a minute. The king is sending me to Araman. Araman? But that's miles from here. Not that I've ever been there myself, but I think it's miles. Does this have anything to do with your adventure in the forest? Some adventure. While I was lost, I was dumb enough to get ambushed and poisoned by goblins. Oh, Alaron, you know how dangerous goblins are. How How many times have I shown you how to walk the path without leaving tracks, or without rustling leaves? I should have paid more attention. Anyway, I'm supposed to take Aidyn along with me. Then you better plan on working every step of the way. Aidyn's so strict, I ended up surrendering to the goblins just to get a break from him. He's the best fighter, though. That's true, I saw him fight a monster once. About 10 seconds into the battle, I actually started feeling sorry for the poor creature. I have no sympathy for monsters. You see, you think the way he does. Either you're good or bad. Either you follow the rules of the knighthood or you don't. I wonder if all knights are like that. Would you take Rita? I don't think she'll go. Rita's locked herself in her lab, something to do with the spells of the necromancer. What if I speak to her, explain the situation? I'm sure she'll listen, but you won't get far. One of her best friends was cursed. She's promised to keep experimenting until she finds a cure. She even turned down an appointment from the wizard school. She told Ardra she had no time for trivialities. What's a triviality? I have no idea. Some kind of spell they use in Talawalk? I guess. Rita's a good teacher, though. I couldn't understand the principle of the 4 schools until she explained it to me. Now I never see her. Because what she's doing is important. Don't you see? I'd love to feel that way about anything. Anything at all. Here, it's all the same, all the time. Lessons, training, day after day. But what am I training for? I'd love to get caught up in something. Well, I'm always available. I mean something important. Uh-huh. You know what I mean. What would you say to coming along with me? Me on the road with you and Aidyn? It could work. No, it couldn't. You know how Aidyn feels about me. Want to hear what he said the other day? He said, Brenna, why don't you do something useful with your life and become a healer or a dairymaid? So I said, why, Sir Aidyn? If you truly want me to be useful, I will be glad to study at arms. Then you can make me a knight too. I can only wonder how he reacted to that. What does Aidyn do when we're rude? He ignores us. I hate it. Me too, the way he stares as if we were speaking another language. Thanks for the offer, but I guess I'll just leave Sir Aidyn to you. Well, think about it, alright? No, I don't think so. You don't think you'd be helpful? You tell me. I can move around well. People don't really see me. I can open doors. I'm very good at throwing things. Knives, for instance. Those are all skills I'll need. Maybe. Usually they're things people take for granted. Brenna, open the door. Brenna, sneak into there. That's unfair, Brenna. I never speak to you that way. Around here, almost everyone does. I don't need to go out into the wilderness to get bossed around. I get plenty of it right here at home. All the more reason to come with me. You have a point. Neither of us are going to get any respect by hanging around this castle for the rest of our lives. You're sure you want me along? What do you want me to do? You want me to beg? Who's begging? You see how you are? You don't get what you want in 2 seconds, and you lose your temper right away. Well, you can keep looking for a group, because I don't want any part of this quest, alright? Fine. Good. Sorry I even asked you. So am I. But you're making a big mistake. What mistake? Turning you down is an act of genius. Listen, genius, this is the best offer you've ever had, and you know it. 10 minutes from now, you're gonna regret saying no. So hey guys, I'm just up here on the ramparts, taking a look around. There's the castle back in the background there, the tower where King Phelan's bedroom is. I thought I'd show you the view. I think that's pretty cool that this is all one instance for such an old game, and you can look down and there's the town, and we're just hanging out, so it's kind of pretty. Hello everyone, welcome back, and guess who I ran into while passing through the kitchens? Yes, Gabriel is here. I figure when we went outside to collect Brenna in the save to get the stuff that she stole from Traherne, that he must have been marked as seen, or like the possibility of seeing him must have disappeared, because he vanished without a trace, but he is back now, so let's go ahead and see what he has to say to us. Gabriel. Aileron, so you're back! Thank heavens you're safe! I thought His Majesty would turn this castle inside out looking for you. Which reminds me, boy, what are you doing here in the kitchen? Shouldn't you report to Sir Abrakin and the King? I've already seen Sir Abrakin and the King. Oh dear, I'm sure that was uncomfortable. He says you knew better than to go off into the forest alone. You make one little mistake around here and nobody lets you forget it. Aileron, it wasn't a little mistake. We were all worried to death. Who asked you to worry? Impulsive. You're simply impulsive. Why do you have to frighten us all like that? I don't know, Gabriel. I didn't mean to. Don't you know how I'd feel if something happened to you? I'm an old man, Aileron, and I've raised you like my own child. When you take off like that... Gabriel, I'm sorry. It's all right. Oh, did I tell you? I found Sheridan in your room while you were gone. You're kidding. Did he steal anything? Why, Aileron, that's a horrible thing to say. Why would the prince steal anything from anyone? I don't know, Gabriel. He's just been asking a lot of questions about me lately. Such as, are you really sure you don't know who your mother was? I mean, really? That is odd. Yeah, well, I'd better be off. All right, boy, come and see me soon. Alright, so that is taken care of. So, as I was passing through the sitting room, guys, I realized that Rita had some more to say to us after we had talked to her the first time. So let's go ahead and talk to her right now again, and see what she has to say. Back so soon? How are the experiments going? Didn't you really come about the quest? I think I'm ready to leave. Good luck in your travels then, Aileron. I hope that you come back safe before too long. Have you got anything that could slow this poison down? Good question. What aspect are you? Does it matter? Of course it matters. If you're solar, any spell cast during the day would be more powerful. On the other hand, if you're lunar, your skills and powers would align themselves with the phases of the moon. I think I'm solar. You look solar. Most knights are. Why don't I think about it and have something sent on to you? Sorry to be so much trouble. It's no trouble at all. Have a safe trip, Aileron. I hope your cure goes well. I don't know if I have an aspect. No aspect? How can that be? I don't know. I guess I'm just Aileron, day and night. Be sure to mention this in Araman. Your healer there may understand your aspect better than we do here at the castle. Should I check on this friend of yours? Neeson? But he's not in Araman. He's either at the school in Talawak or in Pome. And with Shamsuk throwing curses around, you'd best stay clear of Neeson anyway. Should I know anything about Shamsuk? I don't think so. The chances of meeting the Necromancer either here or in Araman are fairly small. He's very powerful, though. He has a number of zombies within his control. If you do cross paths with him, try to remain as inconspicuous as possible. Other than that, there is no advice on how to deal with Shamsuk. He's become terribly bitter over the years. To do any more, you would have to be a wizard. I'm sure you'll be fine, and home before we realize. Good luck, Aileron. So, in a way, I'm ready to leave. I've got a mission from the king, but I'd like to help you too, Rita. Is there anything you need from Araman? I hadn't thought about it, but it's a generous offer, Aileron. Suppose I get word to you if I think of anything. That's fine. Remember, anything at all, just let me know. So that's all she has to say, and we'll continue onward. So hey guys, apparently Brenna had more to say as well that we missed before, so I'll go ahead and talk to her. Any second thoughts about the quest? I won't lie to you, Aileron. Ever since you asked, it's all I think about. Don't worry about it. I've decided to bring only fighters. Then I won't be seeing you for a while. I won't be away very long. I hope you're right. Hurry back, Aileron. Don't get all weepy on me, alright? I'm not. It's just... I can't believe you're really going. You'll probably forget all about me. I won't forget you, Brenna. You'll see. Isn't it what you wanted? That's a terrible thing to say. You'd better do something about that poison before it takes over completely. I know, but you're not a magician anyway. At least you'll learn a lot of spells along the way. I love knowing magic. Just take care of yourself, Alaron. I'll be back before you know it, Brenna. Goodbye. You should have said yes, Brenna. You'd be so helpful. Then I can still come along? Huh. I'm sorry, but it's too late for that. I thought so. Me and my big mouth. I'm always so quick to say no. You'll have an adventure someday. You really think so? I hope so. Who knows? Maybe you're right. Okay, so that is all she had to say. I will get back to you guys if I find anything else. So turns out he had just a tad bit more to say. Are you ready to equip your group? I still don't know who to take. Well, your quest is important, Squire. Take your time and weigh your choices carefully. But remember to stop here before you leave. I'll see you're as well equipped as possible when you set out. And don't forget to keep a sharp eye out for my sword. Any luck finding that old sword of mine? Oh, not yet, but I'm sure it will show up. I haven't seen it for a while. I must be getting old because I can't even remember who I lent it to. I can see it means a lot to you, so I'll look harder. Good lad. Hate to have it lost for good. You ready to equip your group? Who would you bring along? That's a hard decision. I'm sure Aidyn and Bowden can advise you better than I. Why don't you speak to them? So I just came across the lippiest guard ever. You guys gotta see this, the guff on this guy. What can I do for you, Squire? Well, I'd like to leave the castle. Ah yes, young Alaron wishes to leave the castle yet again. Well, the king has ordered me not to let you leave without a party he has approved. Okay. Why are you guarding this door on the inside? I follow my orders without asking questions. You could learn from my example. And have you seen anything suspicious around here? Why, yes, I have. Well, what was it? It was so strange. I was standing here at my post when the strangest fellow came up to me asking strange questions, such as, he asked me whether I had seen anything suspicious. And what did you tell him? You tell me, strange fellow. So hey guys, I'm just in the library right now, and I noticed that there was a note here that wasn't here last time, so let's go ahead and read that. Alaron, the king told me to make myself available for you. I'm downstairs in the lab, Godric. So this is because we don't have all 4 party members yet, so I'm gonna go down there and talk to him, basically. So here we have Godric, guys, and he's just marching around here in the lab, as you can see. I'm gonna have a bit of a chat with him. Hello, Squire. What can I do for you? Squire? Godric, it's me. I'm looking for some way to heal myself. A potion, perhaps. Of course it's you. Who else would it be? I mean, it's me, Alaron. Don't you remember? Remember? What? Remember who I am. Who are you? Don't you know? I know I'm in a lot of trouble. Boy, you really are melodramatic. Now pay attention. You're Alaron, the king's favorite squire and Sir Aidyn's biggest frustration. Aidyn was born frustrated. Well, they just want to take care of you. They still feel guilty, you know, about losing your village in that raid, I mean. All those villages attacked, and all horrible it was. Meanwhile, the king and the knights are sitting pretty back in Gwernia, riding their ponies, playing with Sheridan. Huh. Let's, say... Do you know the village I came from? No one knows it. It was destroyed by the goblins 17 years ago. You were the only survivor. The king found you, brought you back to the castle, and turned you over to Gabriel. There's some kind of ruin out there in the forest. Stay away from there, Alaron. It's a bad place. Because of the raid? Why don't you come back later and we'll work on that poison, okay? That raid happened years ago. I'll see you later. Godric, might Godric, you might know. What? About what? About this dream I had, and... Dream? You know, boy, when I dream, it's always very vivid. I smell things when I dream. Did you smell anything in this dream? No, I don't think. Then there's nothing to worry about, boy. Okay, if you say so. Unless, of course, there is. Didn't you want something? A potion. What about the potion? I'll have to come back. Don't forget! I said I wouldn't, Godric. Why'd he do it? Do what? Why did the king bring me back here? There were a lot of raids back then, weren't there? He could have just left me at a farm or another village somewhere. Well, I guess he likes you. Phelan always has. Don't tell me you've never noticed. Maybe I should come back later. Whatever you say. What was the king like back then? Phelan? He was, younger? Well, different. He had the queen then. Oh, you remember her. Boadicea had a face even I can't forget. Elegant, beautiful. She was the most gracious woman I had ever seen. A real lady. I wouldn't know. I've always heard Phelan was forced to marry her. Some kind of treaty or something. Yeah, right. There wasn't a treaty? I know she died having Sheridan, and then the alliance fell apart, but before, wasn't there an agreement? There was the Terminor alliance, but the queen wasn't... Look, you're just a kid. What do you know about stuff like this? Not much, that's why I'm asking. Why don't you ask the king if you want to know about stuff like this? What did I say? Go ask the king, go on. What's Sheridan got to do with it? The prince? Nothing. Everything. I mean, you were both raised in the castle. You're both squires. You're both pledged to train with Abrican. But he's the prince, and I'm an orphan. Don't forget that. You know, you're the only one who ever brings that up. Nobody else cares that you're an orphan. Nobody. As for the rest of it, you and Sheridan have a lot in common. It's only natural for people to want to watch and make comparisons. Well, I don't want to be compared to him, all right? Look, relax. Superior Sheridan, Mr. Wonderful. He's got nothing to do with me, understand? Yeah, got it. I'll have to come back. Don't forget, I said I wouldn't, Godric. All I know is I need a potion of healing. A potion? Why didn't you say so? I'm pretty good at lighting things on fire. I can whip you up some tincture of paradise, and I just finished one that makes a puff of purple smoke that smells like tulips. I'll see if I can find my notes for that last one. As you can see, the lab's a bit disorganized today. But, tell you what. Okay, if it explodes. Does a potion have to explode? You want it to work, don't you? You know, I just remembered the king is waiting for me. The king! Whoa! You better get going! Maybe I should try one of the other magicians. Oh, sure, like who? Well, I hear Getchina is powerful. You believe that Mirari stuff? No schools, all magic existing from the dawn of time in one unified and ever-flowing plane? Because she's been studying that path for hundreds of years. Hundreds? Okay, thousands. She's older than some of the scribes around here. But it's always the path, the path, the path, and that's all you'll ever hear out of her. I'm talking about something new, something exciting, something you never tried before. I got the notes right here. Most of them anyway, so what do you say? I'll have to come back. Don't forget, I said I wouldn't, Godric. There's always Bowden. He might cure you, but he'd also bore you to death in the process. These are the fundamentals. These are the rules. This is the process. I mean, a nice kid like you, what kind of a way is that to go? What do you think of Rita? Rita? Good luck seeing her. I'm not supposed to say anything, but she's working on something big. How big? Very big. The curse of the necromancer. The what? And you think you have problems. She's got a friend zapped by the great unnatural one himself. And she's working night and day for a solution. I offered to help, but, she turned you down. Let's just say Rita has to do things her own way. But they're all like that from the Talawalk school. You don't need them. We have everything we need right here in the lab. Almost everything. You didn't see a smoking flask anywhere out there in the hall, did you? Maybe I should come back later. Whatever you say. Yes, but I don't want to try anything experimental. Who said this was going to be experimental? I've been working on this idea since I was 6. Big Bang, my father used to call it. But he, well, let's just say he had his own ideas of alchemy. You should have seen his face the day I told him everything was the same thing. Listen, Godric. Hang on, let me finish. Because it is the same. It's all made up out of teeny tiny particles. Everything that exists. Me, you, the king, everything. I call these particles, are you ready for this? I call them motors. That's atoms. Backwards and one letter off, in case everyone didn't know. Maybe I should come back later. Whatever you say. Well, that is all Godric has to say for the time being. Okay, I lied. Apparently he has more to say. I went out of the door and went back in, and he had more things, so... that, should have worked. Busy, Godric? What? Oh, hello there, It's me, remember? Aileron? Of course you are. You're you. Who else would you be? What can I help you with? Have you had a chance to work on that antidote for my poison? Am I working on an antidote? Never mind, listen. I'm being sent on a quest. A quest? How interesting. I should probably head off now. See you later, Squire. Happy, questing. What skills could you bring to my adventuring group, Godric? Skills? Well, I cast a spell once, but really, what I'm best at there, is, throwing inferno flasks. Boom! What were we talking about? Oh yes, sometimes Master Bowden gets me to fix things. I can do that fairly well. I don't like to fight much, but if I had to, well, I could throw a knife or a beanbag or poke someone or something. Personally, I think things burn nicer than they poke, or something. So, will you join me in my quest? Go out of the castle into the fresh air? That might be interesting. Can I bring my bottles and this green stuff here? I think I'll just think about who should join a little longer. Whatever you say, Aileron. No, really, whatever did you say, anyway? Did I say join? I meant... Boy, would I like to think about it some more. Well, alright then, but the green stuff does not, keep very long.